Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ferb Theory. We are currently on part 2 of the Doofenshmirtz Mega Theory. If you want to watch part 1, just go check back on the channel. I'm sure it's up, hopefully.
We'll put a link in the description if you can't find it.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
Probably won't.
Maybe.
You can check back.
Perhaps.
You can
No,
click on-
we're
you
not
can click-
going
You can
to.
click on the channel, go to videos.
Mayhap.
You'll see part 1 before down there.
Yeah, maybe.
But let's
We-
move back
we might.
to the main subject of part 2 here is that Doofenshmirtz is no ordinary man. He is actually PHINEAS' father.
Yes.
Now, we've thought about this as
we've
well.
been-
This is one of the main theories discussed within the show.
because Phineas.
Just because of the head
Phineas
shape.
is what?
Just because of the head shape is the main.
Well,
The main. So
that's not the main
that's
part,
not. Yeah,
though.
no.
well,
but
no,
so
like,
that's-
that's like the first connection people
What-
make.
yeah,
Like,
that's
the
what
head
we
of the
would
first
like
connection.
to start off with, however, is like Phineas's father nor Ferb's mother is ever shown or talked about even in the show.
Because
So
both the parents are divorced and then remarried.
Yeah.
Because Phineas and Ferb are stepbrothers.
So, obviously the head shape is very similar. That's pretty similar, often common observation. And then also, however, the super genius that is clearly exhibited in both of those both of those people. It's quite striking how similar it is because they both are able to construct massive structures and
without any effort.
yeah, with little effort, little to no effort
In one day.
In one day, even less than a day.
Yeah.
And then
Like go back in time in a day,
And-
like a whole time machine.
yeah.
It's like it's right there.
So, if you may be thinking, or I'm sorry, let me restart.
Yeah.
You may be thinking, like, how would Lindana and Doofenshmirtz meet? There's actually an episode in which...
They're definitely hinting at it.
Yeah,
They're-
there's an episode in which Doofenshmirtz takes a young Linda on date.
during the height of her was that during the height of her?
no, that was
no,
before.
that was
She was a teen.
that was pretty.
She was
yeah.
like early 20s.
They went to a drive-in movie theater, which
And Doof was trying to smash.
yeah,
Doof
like
was trying to smash.
They
And
were
it-
either
They hinted at Doof smashing.
they
Yeah,
were
they
either
hinted
old
at Doof
teens or young 20s, so that's like that would be like the prime time
You know,
for procreation.
Indeed.
And that episode, I mean, it ended with the date not going well and them leaving, but we don't know what
We don't-
happened
yeah,
in the
that
times
could've-
that
or
weren't shown.
if they met up
Yeah,
prior
previously
to that.
or after.
That might
That
not
could have been the end of
first
the
date.
relationship. That could have been
yeah,
the
like
beginning.
we don't know where this is at the timeline. This could be like their last date, like they have a fight, they break up, never see each other again, or it could be
It
one
could
of
have
the
been
first-
first date or last date.
Yeah.
We
we'll
have
see,
no
and they could
idea.
have met up later, and who knows? Like
Yeah,
that tends to
Tinder.
happen a lot in relationships at that time. Like you break up for a few months, then you get back together,
XX.
and then have a child.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because we've already seen that Doof has created a child before.
because how
Yeah.
often has Lindana seen Doof? Like after? that
After?
first?
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
So let's
never
just
shown, but-
yeah. So
because-
if it's never shown, then let's just say they've seen each other maybe once.
yeah.
And so I think if we're gonna talk about it was their last date, and Lindana got scared or Doof got scared, and didn't think that he was ready to be a father, then he just
Yeah.
like,
Well, he already is a father.
And I mean,
oh
Vanessa.
or like
well, yeah,
or
but that's later.
No,
no
that's
that was prior. We can talk about that after. Or
Yeah,
didn't
that's-
think that he was gonna be competent enough to raise 2 kids.
that could be it. Especially to two mothers because
Yeah, exactly. Or thought maybe he was married at the time.
Yeah.
He could
Alright.
that could have been a cheating thing.
'Cause-
Yeah, but for whatever reason, Doof left, and they rarely cross paths.
Yeah.
Again, with the entire Flynn Fletcher family, Doof.
No.
They run in occasionally, but it's never,
Yeah, but
So-
it's mainly just Phineas and Ferb and not.
yeah.
the rest
My
of the
best
family.
guess on the timeline is Doofenshmirtz married his wife at the time, which I forget her
So,
name.
Same.
What
and
age
then-
was Doof at the time?
What age?
I would
don't
say
know.
guess.
mid-20s.
mid
Like
20s.
early,
So
early
like
marriage. For
yeah,
by
so
all estimates.
Doofenshmirtz had married his first wife, and they had a child, had relationship
Vanessa.
issues, got divorced.
And then
Yeah,
6 years
Vanessa-
later,
No, and then
it's six,
so
6
yeah,
years
but I
later.
mean like
Yeah.
that's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, Lindana had married, had a child, which was Candace,
Yes.
and then had relationship issues, got divorced. This was their first crack at dating after their divorces, which was 6 years later.
Mhm.
And you can tell that Doof was definitely very nervous. Like he knew that relationship
Yeah.
issues had existed, so that kind of supports the timeline, in my opinion.
I think that's
So-
that's an accurate timeline.
So that
Yeah.
that would be my best guess at the
'Cause
timeline.
I don't know how you can really counter that, because it's saying like Vanessa's here, and then Candace on the flip side, and then possibly Phineas. So it's kind of like there's kind of an in between there, you know.
What are you saying?
I'm just talking about how Bookie's timeline. There's like one kid,
Yeah.
Phineas.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking about Ferb, he has no role here because he is again the stepbrother. And I have a theory.
we do have theories about.
Yeah, we
Ferb.
have-
Let's
But
talk
but
about
that's
that.
that's
Let's
for later.
talk,
day.
no,
That's-
no. Let's
Is that
Let's talk about this.
unless you have any other
Okay.
relevant.
yeah? Do you have
information on
anything
this.
else relevant for the
Phineas?
Doofus-
For the
Phineas's dad?
Phineas side of things, well,
So I feel complete with our
yeah.
argument.
So I don't think it's really. Like,
It's not that hard to dig into, really. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's nothing you can really go into more detail on,
yeah.
because it's fairly simple.
Yeah.
Now the Ferb part is a little bit more
Yes.
complicated.
Because
It's a little sketchy.
we
He's
don't
from
really-
England.
we don't see
he's
really any.
he's from a complete different
Yeah.
country, and we've only seen parts of his family are his cousins.
and
No, his
stepfather.
And his
his
grandfather.
grandfather, grandmother, and dad,
Yes, that's it.
obviously.
And so we haven't seen
Both of his grandfather.
we haven't
both
seen
his grandfather
we
and
haven't seen
grandmother.
anyone from the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the
So-
Fletcher family.
Fletcher. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know what your opinions on this matter, but my best working theory is his mother was a professional soccer player, and his cousins are actually his cousins on his mother's side, which would be a soccer family, and that is shown that they are extremely good at soccer
Mm-hmm.
in the episode of Soccer Z9. Or was it
Football X7?
Football
Football
X7.
X7? Okay,
I
Hockey
think,
Z9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hockey's in there.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I think that's
So-
that's the best theory
and-
you can really come up with at
Like,
the moment.
Yeah, and
Without digging too, we haven't even
No.
looked into this topic.
yeah, his super genius. You're gonna have to bear with me on this one because it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
His super genius comes from Phineas became bored of his lower level intellect
Mhm.
and built a machine that made him a genius like him.
Yeah.
So he would have intelligent conversations and shit. But that's just my opinion. I don't know what
Well,
they say. These two
See-
fools.
my issue with that is that in the show, it's clearly seen that Ferb is doing a large amount of the work on the constructions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So maybe Phineas is the super genius. Ferb is kind of
No,
slightly above.
Ferb is definitely a super genius.
Or
yeah,
you could
no,
say,
they're both super geniuses. But I'm
well,
saying
or you could say Ferb is Phineas is an all around just a great mind, a great thinker. Ferb could be very good in one area, like engineering.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
something
Ferb.
like that.
So let's just say that Ferb came from his dad was an engineer, and then he became an antiquist, which is shown in the show.
Yeah.
So the
But,
grandfather.
like,
We're talking
yeah.
about the grandfather.
No, the grandfather was a.
Engineer.
Yeah, we can go with grandfather was an engineer, and he kind of learned the trade before he moved to America.
Mm-hmm.
And when Phineas
And that's how he keeps
enhanced
his
his
antique business open.
yeah, when Phineas enhanced his
Well-
intellect, the engineering part was the biggest part of his brain.
It
So
was
that
just-
was
it just
that
lit
was
up.
enhanced the
My,
best.
my issue with that is that it's clearly seen that Ferb's grandfather is not any sort of scientist. He's a stuntman, and that's how he made his money.
No, but we
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
We don't know
Well-
his entire backstory. That's just part of it.
I don't
'Cause-
think it's
Well-
feasible that a stuntman.
Maybe Ferb
You never
just
know.
happened to be gifted.
I think
'Cause that tends to happen.
Yeah.
my.
because he's definitely not. He's not social. His social skills are very.
I mean, okay, yeah.
For the
he could-
most part.
he could be a
Like,
savant.
there-
We're not-
yeah, I was just
but-
gonna say
yeah, yeah,
he could be definitely a savant in terms of
yeah.
engineering.
Yeah.
Because
Although,
social skill, there's I guess
Yeah.
the speech with the chameleon
yeah.
the chameleon dinosaur thing.
That's just kind of. We're gonna leave that out because that was
Yeah.
a weird point.
Don't
But,
worry about
yeah,
that.
yeah, I
Don't
feel
worry
that's
about
just that's an outlier in terms of
Um,
Ferb's social skills. but
but
and then is there any other evidence that he's lacking in other major areas?
I think. Can I just go over my theory?
Yeah,
my theory that I went over.
Yeah.
So, what I think is that Doof,
Mhm.
as I went over in the previous episode, is not only he's not the only test tube baby, but he's in a group of test tube babies.
Is that relevant to the Ferb theory?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Didn't. Okay.
Alright.
But so and then I think that they were all let out into Germany, or sorry, Jerusalem, and then they were all left into a special school. So where this ties in with Doof is that
Ferb?
what? Or
Ferb?
well, no, I'm tying it into Doof first, and then it's gonna.
I
So
can move around.
yeah, I'll get there eventually. So there was a bully for Doof. There was a female bully of Doof. She would pour water on Doof's head. And I believe that she is the one that made Ferb along with Mr. Flynn Fletcher, and I believe she is also a super genius because she was part of the test tube baby program.
In that episode of where Doof like meets up with her,
Yeah.
modern day,
Yeah.
do we see any signs of any intelligence?
Well,
Well, I mean, that was.
we
just-
don't see any signs of in normal conversation. we don't see signs of
asking,
Doof.
like I'm just asking.
I don't think we see any clear signs, but I believe there. She seems well thought.
Yeah, she
well-versed in
doesn't
her
seem like an
language.
idiot.
Because
Yes.
she obviously speaks 2 languages,
Yes,
Jerusalem and
yes.
so that
yeah.
implies some sort
So-
of higher thinking.
What I think
Yeah.
is that she moved to England, or was it Britain, whatever,
Britain, yeah.
Britain, UK,
Yeah.
whatever.
wherever it is. And she helped frickin' Mr. Fletcher create Ferb, and then they moved to the States, and that explains Ferb's super genius. It's a bit of a stretch, but it explains Ferb's genius.
So Doof's bully is Ferb's mom.
Yes. Because if we're gonna tie Phineas into Jerusalem,
yeah,
I believe.
I mean, I suppose
there's
that
some
could
gene
work.
there.
That
But
could
there's
work.
not like there's
in-
not that great of a connection.
I understand that, but
I like the
Yeah.
soccer engineering theory a lot better.
I can kind of work with that theory because it would be easier for Mr. Fletcher, Ferb's dad, to get custody because he is a British.
yeah, British, which is
That's
He's
definitely true.
British
Yeah.
by nationality, so like
Versus
the
Jerusalem.
courts would be more
Yeah.
biased in his
Yeah.
favor.
Yeah.
So they would give him full custody.
Yeah, okay, that definitely changed my
So-
mind.
and then
Versus,
I mean-
versus like a star soccer player.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that
Especially in England.
I also believe that, or no, engineering savants, they're not very common. It's more music.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's more music and mathematical.
But that doesn't
related.
mean it doesn't happen.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm just
or
saying
it probably hasn't happened yet.
it's much less common
Yeah.
than true savants in those other fields because. And it's not like Ferb doesn't have any social. He's clearly comfortable in most social situations. He's just like
Yeah.
he doesn't talk much. I believe that's
There's
his
definitely a
main
reason behind that, and we should
Yeah.
probably talk about that
problem.
at a
in
different episode.
later episode. That's a
But
Conversation
if
for
we
later.
can come up with a final decision, and that, or for at least as a group,
Yeah.
what would we think that decision would be of who is Ferb's mom?
I believe it's the. How about we leave it up to the audience to decide?
Well, we
leave it
can
in
come
the
up with our
icon.
opinion.
Well,
and
okay,
then-
I believe that it's the Jerusalem gene, the engineered gene.
I feel like we're gonna come to unanimous. I agree. I changed
Yeah.
my mind and agree with Warren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that
you can have the audience can decide if they choose to agree with
Well, we
a different side.
as
or-
every other episode, we'll leave that in the iCard. Check that out.
Yeah.
No, we
I'm
won't.
sure.
No, we won't.
No, don't.
No,
Put it in the comments. Put it in the
none
comments.
of none of this is happening.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments. How
No
about
one,
that?
no
That's
one's
easier.
No one's gonna be watching up to this point. Let's be honest.
Okay,
with ourselves.
Reagan, maybe.